40% silver wake-up call? What do I mean by that? We're going to get into that one. We're going to let you know how busy we were at the shop as well. Help me out with the thumbs up. That gets out the videos out to more and more people. We are fully on board with Stop the Melt. Let's put that right in the comments right at the beginning, my friends. Put Stop the Melt. Hashtag Stop the Melt, whatever you want to put. Let's get it on the comment section. Let's ring the board up with the comment, Stop the Melt. I gotta give an update on the giveaway winner. Anthony has done contacted me. He has provided the passcode. It is in this morning's video. So everything's transparent. Passcodes are always going to be changing. Keep that in mind. So the giveaway is closed completely now for this round. We will be doing a flash giveaway sometime later this month. I'm not going to announce the day. It's going to be dropped in one video, and that is it. So you're going to have to stay tuned. Keep watching. I'll show you what's going to be in the giveaway, but I'm not going to announce the date. I will announce the date of we do the drawing on the day I release that content. So you got to stay tuned. Let's get into the video right now. Thank you for all your support. 40% silver halves. A lot of people have thumbed their nose at these. I've been touting on these over a year on this channel. I've been doing my 90% silver market watch for over a year. And I get comments almost every single video that I talk about 40% silver halves, and I'm sure there'll be one or two in this one. The smelters don't want them. They're not worth buying. Okay. A lot of these that you see on your screen, I've shown paperwork on these. I get laughed at. I get dots thrown at me. Well, not physically. In the comment sections, I mean. People make fun. People were making fun of me when I was getting them for $3.50 a coin. $3.75, $4, $4.25, $4.50, $4.75 I paid up to. I backed off. Silver's got too much. I got a little bit of power here. I got more. Yes. Alright, I got more. People said they're garbage, but they don't want them. Well, today, silver value is 608 each. 608 each. Silver's up, my friends. I saw it in the coin shop too. People just thumbed their nose at them. People thumbed their nose at the war nickels. Smarter ones, trying to help people out, get them while they were cheaper. Get them while they were cheaper. Nope. Guy comes in today and asks us, he says he's looking to spend about $9,000. Okay, I didn't think he was going to ask for 40% silver halves. Well, he didn't spend all $9,000. He decided to get 1,400 of these coins. $700 face, my friends. He says, what's the best price you could do it? So right now we're 50 cents over silver value, melt value. Trying not to use the word melt value because we're trying to stop the melt on this channel. So I'll tell you what, I said, I don't have much wiggle room on these. I says, instead of me going 50 cents over melt, I'll go 40 cents over melt if you buy that many. He did some calculations. He says, yeah, all right, you have a deal. Look, we know other channels are melting this stuff down. Other coin shops. We've held for a long time at the shop. A long time. Our owner loves the 40% silver. He says one of these days, 40% silver will have its day. That's starting to happen now. It's cheaper to stack 40% silver. 608. Silver value. 640. What we sold them for each. You guys can figure the math out. Take 640 times that by 1,400 coins. 640 times 1,400. There's what we sold them for. A lot of these coins the shop paid for $3 or less. Some we paid for $4 or more. Some we paid $5 or more. We still got we're plentiful on these. We have not smelted these down. We have not smelted these down. Our owner says, he said, holy crap. He says, 1,400 out the door? Yeah, 1,400 out the door. There was 2 more people in the shop. They bought a couple rolls each themselves. They never bought 40% silver halves. They're starting to stack them. And they're listening to what we're telling this guy. And they said, you guys make sense. Should have been buying them a long time ago. You still got time to purchase them at a decent price, my friends. Check out channel sponsor Pinbacks for your 40% silver halves too. I did not look at their price. I'll be totally honest with you. Just got home for the shop. But what I do know what they have on sale. Canadian Royal Mint. Canadian Maple Leafs. 25 or more. Special deal. Check them out, my friends. Random years. You're going to probably get the queen on them and the king on them. You might not get one type of coin or the other. You might get all the same. You're going to get random years. They're going to be retail friendly coins. Check channel sponsor Pinbacks out, my friends. Compare the prices. A lot of times, Pinbacks is cheaper than everybody else. But they don't guarantee that. I don't guarantee that. That's the thing about Pinbacks. When someone else has a sale, you better check them out first. You better check out Pinbacks out first. Because a lot of times, somebody else calls it a sale. Pinbacks is cheaper. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Brian. Thank you to your team at Pinbacks for sponsoring this channel, Coin Shop Chris. Thank you to the viewer out there, because it's not possible without you. Look, you folks know that I love my 40% silver halves. You folks know I love my 35% war nickels. We are out of war nickels once again. For some reason, we cannot keep war nickels in stock. It is what it is. We're not smelting them. We put them out, they're sold. Alright, is this going to be a change now to 40% silver halves? We get them in almost every single day. Not almost every single day. Someone brings us 10, 15, 25 bucks they need to dump for quick cash. And just whatever. No, I'm moving on to 90% silver. People are still out there throwing their nose at 40% silver. As silver spikes up, prices are going to go up with this as well. When that dollar collapses, these are going to be worth quite a bit of barter material, my friends. This could be the only thing you need to barter with. It's one coin. Why would you want to give up more silver than you have to? I've said this before. You wouldn't want to go to Starbucks first thing in the morning and go get your $8 cup of coffee, whatever the heck they cost, and get them a $100 bill, and the clerk says, I don't have any change for you. You're not going to leave change behind. You're either have to pull out your credit card or your debit card to pay for that coffee. If you don't have enough funds on those cards, you're going to grab your $100 bill back and go out with your morning coffee. You don't want to give up in a barterable situation. You do not want to give up more silver and gold than you have to. You don't need a big pile of them like I have. I was going after the deals. This is how I'm trying to educate everybody out there. Go for the deals. You got to change with the markets. You got to change. For the ones that have been around for a while, you see me make several different changes how I stack. You knew, for the ones been around, I've been touting 40% silver halves. The only reason why I haven't been telling, I've not been purchasing myself. Am I wrong not to purchase myself? I think I got enough. But if I see a deal out there, you better believe it, I'm going to pick them up. I look all the time. I just not found any decent deals out there. I'm looking for the deals. That is how I shop. Right now I'm focusing on Morgan and Peace, dollars for one. Other ones coins I'm looking for, MS69. No, that's an MS70. MS69 coins, if I can get them at a decent price. If I can get them around the same price as I can get raw coins for, why and how would you not want to pick them up for? I just don't understand that concept. Who cares of the MS69? It's still an ounce of silver. It's protected this way. MS69 is not a big deal on a grade on a, really current years of silver. Common date stuff. It's not a big deal about 69s. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's still an ounce of silver. It's protected. It's protected. The downfall is, with the graded coins, they take up a little bit more room. So what? Why wouldn't you want to purchase when you can get them at the same price as raw? That's where my mindset is right now. That is where my mindset, where the silver price keeps going up and up and up. We gotta change our ways of purchasing. For the ones who just getting started in stacking silver or gold, I urge you to use some caution here. Don't jump in all at once. I never tell people to jump in all at once. I always tell people at the shop, you got to cost average your stack. Cost average. And what do I mean by cost averaging? Purchase a little bit this week. Purchase a little bit next week. Don't worry about the price too much. We see the prices going up. Don't sit on the sidelines. I've seen that too. And people sat on the sidelines and they kind of wish now they bought it when it was cheap, when I warned them. Don't sit on the sidelines. Don't wait for a certain price. That price may come back. We talked about this in several videos before. And it's difficult to keep repeating this stuff over and over and over again, but we keep getting new people on this channel, which I love. We just turned 7,800 subscribers on this channel. We got to stop the melt. We're getting a lot of people. We're getting really involved with stopping the melt. Let's continue this, my friends. Why would we want to melt this stuff down? I don't get it. They want to burn all the silver down. No, I got no proof of this. This is a theory I have. This could be over the moon shot. But what if? Again, I got no proof of this. But with all these shops melting all this stuff down, burning everything down, just destroying our money. Maybe someone else is involved, higher power, saying, just burn it all, burn it all, burn it all. Don't know. I know, I thought it was a little weird a couple months ago, for the ones who've been around at least a couple months ago. I said a guy came in our shop. He's going around the state and getting any scrap silver he can get for lowest price possible. Never saw the guy be this before. Still have not ever seen him again. Who was he? Did he work for Comex? Did he work for another entity? Don't know. Alright, but it seems like this melting is just really turning up. I don't believe these coin shops when they say they can't sell. I call hogwash, BS on that. They need to burn. Stop buying it then. Stop doing the business with these coin shops that are opening a meeting of smelting stuff down. They've turned themselves into smelters. They're taking money away from you. They're taking our history away and they're burning it. Is this what we turn into? Destroy history? Just wipe out history. Just for this. And that's going away too. Really makes sense, doesn't it? It really makes sense. Destroy American history or Canadian history with their coins, Australia, New Zealand. They're burning everything, my friends. And people are coming in and they're giving them this. Shop makes a little bit of money off of it. And they're just turning and burning. Does it really make that much of a sense to keep doing this? And where do you think that silver's going? Where do you think that gold's going? It's going to the COMEX. Apparently now. Where do you think the COMEX is selling it to? Government? Military use? More for silver, I would say. You get the picture? So you're going to give up your metals when you don't need to. Because you're worried about this crap. You're worried about this crap. Oh, I'm making money. But nobody's counting into inflation when they bought the silver and gold. When they first converted. Nobody's taking the factor. And you have not really made that much. May seem so. But people are not counting in inflation. Where are we going to be 3 months from now? Where are we going to be 6 months from now? I don't know. But you got to count inflation in. And this is what we're telling people at the shop. Told a lady today. She didn't need to sell. She had about 25 ounces of mixed silver that she says she really don't care for. I said, I understand. We can flip it. I said, it's going to cost you a few more bucks. But I said, we can flip it for other stuff. But I said, if you don't want to spend the cash right now, I understand. So then we got into the conversation, you need to sell. Well, no. She just didn't like the silver she's got. Okay, fine. Hold it still. And I says, you're not counting inflation in. I said, how much did you pay for it? I said, you remember how much you paid for it? She says, yeah, I got the receipt at home. I says, well, do you live far? She says, not really. I says, do me a favor, go home. Before you decide to sell this. I said, I'll keep my offer in. We were going to give her a little under spot, 75 cents over spot. She had some nice Christmas rounds. You know, she had not in these type of cases, but she had them in the holders, not ones where you put on the Christmas tree. I said, look, I'll keep my place open for the day for you. Because I do like these rounds. But I says, go home and look. I said, then I want you to count inflation in. Count inflation in. I said, here's the business card. Call the shop if you want to come back. I said, I'll have your cash ready to go so you're not waiting any longer. She calls me back and she says, no. She says, you're right. After I'd done the math, she says, I'm not really gaining that much by about 12%. You know, after she counted inflation. She got about $24 an ounce, my friends. All right, she did good with them. I said, there's a little bit of premium on them because they are a little bit older Christmas rounds. They were from the late 1990s. So they were a little bit of vintage in some of them. But this is what we need to explain to the customers at the shop. And a lot of these coin shops don't take the gosh darn time to explain stuff for the ones that really don't need to sell. Because they're looking at this, but not counting in inflation in. Not counting nothing else in. They're looking at the bigger, they're looking at the big picture. The cash, the cash, the cash. And once you realized what I am saying is true, people will start hanging on to the silver and gold and stop dealing with these coin shops that are smelting everything down. Shameful on them. We gotta stop the melt. 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 Today. Get this out there, my friends. Get this information out there. Pinbacks is fully on board. They made these stickers. David sent Pinbacks these cards. Pinbacks mailed me these cards back. Thank you, David. Thank you, Pinbacks. Thank you to everybody out there who supports the Stop the Melt campaign. This is crucial. We got to get the word out. I need those thumbs up. Make sure you make the comment, Stop the Melt. Get the word out, my friends. Let's save our history. Let's save the history for our kids and our grandchildren. We got to do it today. If you folks have any questions for me about silver, gold, or platinum, reach out to me in my email. It's in every single description of every single video. And congratulations to Anthony. Once again, I'll be packing up your stuff later tonight. I will email you the tracking number. And it'll be in the mailbox in the morning for you, sir. Congratulations. Thank you for everybody who supports this movement to stop the melt. We will have more giveaways. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching. Keep sharing the videos out. And let's get on board with Stop the Melt, because this is going to be a huge month for September. It's going to be a September to remember. Crazy Coin Shop Chris is out. We will see you in the morning, folks.